for this EP, I had the idea we should do it in front of like a small audience, and Levi said, sure, we'll do it in front of some friends, and I said, no, that's not scary enough.
Usually I feel really nervous before a show, but yesterday, surprisingly, I wasn't that nervous. I knew that I could trust the sound person. I think the sound is really about amplifying the emotion of the song. I come to Eva with the song. She defies all expectations that people have. Some songs she asked me about, and we just kept talking, and she kept asking more, and then I found out what the songs were about actually for me. So she just gave a whole other layer of storyline to the songs, which made it so beautiful to record with her.
So we have these songs, we know it's going to be on the EP, we know what it feels like. How do you want it to sound in like abstract terms? What should it sound like?
The second song of the EP, Minefields, the song is not really sad sounding, but it has this darkness to it.
It just needed this other layer productionally where we could amplify that, and it was really that darkness. We need to go to this place that's like completely empty, like an empty industrial hall. Such a heaviness just in the room itself. And we set it up in a way where the microphone was completely in a corner and the speaker completely on the other side, and it was just so sad. Like, it really reinforced that emotion. I used a lot of convolver because we reamped most tracks in the room itself, but I made some impulse responses while we were there, and it was super handy afterwards. For some parts, like, I wanted to push them back further in the mix or to give them like more of that room sound, even though they were reamped already. So I ended up using a lot of convolver, stretching the impulse response and thus creating a longer reverb that's not exactly the same but has the same tone, or fading it in a little bit. Like, there was a lot of playing around with the impulse responses to put things in respective places that felt good.
The mind feels our mind.
I just wanted really personal layers, especially for atmospheric sounds. It was really important for me to start from a source that was close to the emotion of the track itself. And then it made a lot of sense to go for Faceplant, to start from maybe a sample of Levi's voice. The new granular engine was super important for this in terms of reversing and just having a nice density of grains, and like a flexibility in how those move around the space was so nice. That was a big part in that sound design for me.
And she was working on it, and she just turned around and was like, do you like it? And I was like, yeah, I love it.
It was quite funny that we're in a studio recording this, because everything else went on outside of studios, actually. Sometimes when you're in the studio, like, there's this distance. For example, when there's a window like this, there's this distance between an artist and the producer, and it gets really hard when you're already nervous to connect to the emotions, and that sound from a location can really help, and being in the same space can help. There was one song that really had like a church-like sound to it, and it was really important for me to go do that go record that song in a church. It was quite a risky thing to do that, because Levi grew up with a lot of like religious trauma.
Church is not my favorite place to be. I have a past in the church, and I had such a beautiful moment there. I don't know if this is interesting, but when we recorded Gaia in the church, at the end I'm asking help to Mother Gaia, a Greek goddess, and I was singing in a church, and I felt so alone, and I felt so left by God. And I just, with the recording, I dealt with some of those emotions. And Eva could just look me in the eyes and immediately understand what I was going through. To let that anger out and just feel so lonely in a church. When we were done recording, we talked about it, and then we recorded another take, and then suddenly, it's dumb, but I just saw rainbows everywhere. The sun just came out, I don't know, and everywhere I saw rainbows, and I was like, oh wait, I'm not alone here.
I saw her by the water of fire. Oh Gaia, Mother Gaia.
To include people and actually have people hear the choir live, that felt really special and really important.
Art should disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed. With the kind of music that I make, I really want to make people feel seen and comforted, but to do so, I have to be vulnerable. I have to be open about it. Everyone who got involved, everyone, even the person who made the merch, like everyone, they're dear friends who just really understand the project and put their soul into it.
I think the big purpose in presenting it live and doing that big release show was actually mostly a celebration. It's been a really intense process, mixing and producing and recording, and this was just this big night of being like, hey, we did this, and like sharing that moment with people. I saw a lot of people being touched and like a lot of people being teary-eyed, coming to me after the show, giving me a hug. A lot of hugs yesterday, and a lot of people just being very happy to be there and having experienced that and having some kind of release like of emotion. And I think that's what it's about. That's also why we made this EP and why I felt so strongly about wanting to produce this EP for Levi. You ready? Do we click together? 3, 2, 1. Fuck. How good does it look? Hell yeah.